Friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another episode of our live session where we connect together and look forward to interact with you in order to listen to your queries and help you understand more about the certifications, testing concepts, and no matter what your doubts and clarifications are. We look forward to have this window for all of you where we try to listen to you and try answering as many questions as possible, whatsoever you may have. So, welcome aboard, and here we are another with another live session of our channel where we kind of like at least get some time to listen to our audience and try understanding what exactly are the challenges they're facing. And I would be more than happy to talk about it and try addressing those queries as much as possible. So. We'll be getting started shortly, as and when we have people asking their questions. And currently, we have few updates for you as usual. We are continuing with our AI tester certification tutorials and building it up. We recently got started with chapter 8, and we have three more chapters to go from. And the target is by the end of this month, AI tester entire tutorial series should be completed. And we'll be looking forward to soon get started with another one. Now, so we'll ask for your poll. What exactly do you suggest we should look forward to? But before that, let us complete all that what we have in the stake. And the second important thing, of course, we are going to come back with our technical talks. It's just that I'm uh, slightly like kind of busy, occupied with a lot of other commitments which are going on, and certainly that doesn't let me record more videos. So somehow I am trying to build up this playlist and trying to commit that, make sure these entire tutorial series gets over by the month end because it's been a long stretch. It's almost like 6 months now. So that's one on the primary and secondary. Of course, we'll build up more and more good content for you for having better audience retention. uh, so let's see. I would also be looking forward from all of you to see what best we can do from our channel to give you more and more consistent content other than the certifications. And yeah, I think that's all pretty much from me. And I'm looking forward to listen to your queries and feedbacks and etc. so that we can talk about it. Well, I don't know what Rajesh Kumar meant by sending a V. Anyways, when he is back, he can certainly let me know. G now says, Hi, sir. I watched your ISTQB Foundation level videos twice and I wanted to apply for the exam. Can you please help me on how to apply? Okay, so it first of all depends on which country you are in, and you have to approach the board from that country. So if you're in India, for example, you can reach out to ITB, which is Indian Testing Board, and you can go through the enrollment process of registering yourself on the platform first. And as soon as you get registered, you will look forward to get scheduled with your examination registration process as well. And all you have to do is make the payment of the desired amount what they are charging you. And once you're done with the payment, of course, you can look forward to schedule your date for the examination. Just consistently follow up. Things are like gonna take some time to schedule everything, right? So I do have a process where we do have different platform providers or examination providers these days. So look forward to go through any of these provisions which will allow you to take the examination. So look out that and let me know whatever you need any further information on this. So start with istqb.in if you're writing examination in India. Rahul says, Yo, hi Neeraj, how are you? I'm doing fantastically fine, thank you. Pawan says, Good evening, sir. Good evening, Pawan. I'm doing fine, thank you. I have a single question for you. One example from foundation level, how boundary value analysis can be used to define the stress conditions for performance test. Could you please elaborate? How performance testing, a boundary value analysis can be used to identify the stress condition for performance test. Stress condition? Performance testing is all about load, which is number of users, okay, and their actions, what we perform. So I nowhere see a direct relationship between a technique, which is for test case design, and a scenario which talks about number of users, right? So there's no direct relationship. And there could be 100 ways to indirectly relate it, right? You can come up with any kind of thesis and say that, hey, this is how it gets related there. So probably, I'm not sure where did you find this question or how did you come across this, but someone crazy, of course, is trying to make this statement or, trying to deal with it to find out different reasons to bring up some theory on it. Yeah, if you still want me to deep dive and say what are those 100 indirect ways I can relate to it, I would say the test data. Okay. Don't forget, each technique helps you to build basically data, and on basis of that data, you prepare your test cases. So put together, uh, boundary value analysis basically helps you to find extreme boundaries, right? So when we talk about extreme boundaries, these are the data which are on the edges of the boundary, and the test cases can be defined on that. So when we do a performance test, we multiply the number of users, right? We have several users who basically perform these executions at the same time. So you are basically trying to use that boundary value with all the user accounts. So that is one thing what I can say, that how your boundary value analysis would be useful to define a stress condition. So instead of applying value between the range, you apply all the executions on the edges, which is the boundary edges, right? So for example, if your range is 18 to 30, right? So 18 and 30 are your boundary values. Now, if I want to run the test with 100 users or 1,000 users, I allow all the 1,000 users to perform the test only on 18 and 30. That's how I can say that would make sense how boundary values will be able to perform this stress. That means all the 1,000 users are trying to select 18 at the same point of time. That's what the definition says. I don't think there's any other possible way where I can justify this to you, that how boundary value analysis would be helpful for defining stress conditions for performance testing. And I hope that totally makes sense to you. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. All right, Zina says, yeah, I'm from India. No, thank you, sir. You're welcome, and all the very best. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm pretty much caught up with all the comments as of now. We're looking forward to have more comments coming up, team. Feel free to let me know if you have got a concern, question, and we are here to respond back to you. Just to keep you posted, I will be coming up with a foundation session this month, but I'm not sure about the dates yet because I'm still to schedule a lot of things. So I'll be scheduling a session uh, this month, which is after I think 2 months of time or something. No, maybe more than that. So January was the last time I did the session, and finally again May is like 4 months time. I'm doing another session. So I'll keep you posted if in case anyone here have anyone like any little friends, colleagues who are interested to take up a session. Please let them know that I'll be putting this on my LinkedIn page and the channel community page as well for all of you. So keep them posted or keep them informed that if anyone is looking forward to a classroom, like kind of like instructor-led session, they can participate here. Okay, so that's one. What else? Looking forward to have more questions coming up. If you got one, do not hesitate, team. This session is all about you. All we try is to give you the best experience on this platform where not only tutorials, we also come live to make sure that we listen to you and try understanding and helping you as much as possible so that you have a wonderful experience learning from this particular channel. So go ahead. If you got any questions, feel free to drop them. All we are doing here is answering your questions. We do not have any, personal content to be shared that, hey, what did I do this morning and where are we now and all that. So I'm not vlogging here. This entire live session is only for you. All we are doing here is answering your questions. Okay, so there's another one coming from C4. C4 says, hi, sir. Always thank you for your videos. I was writing my exam today on ISTQB Foundation, but I did not make it. Got 50%. I'm discouraged and I'll write again. I'm so sorry for that, Shifo. And certainly, more importantly, before you say that you are going to write it again, is to understand your weak points. Where do you think you went wrong? How did you go wrong? What could be done in order to prepare well for it? Right? So That's most important than preparing for the next attempt, right? Find out where are your weaknesses, where exactly things went wrong, what could be done in order to overcome that. And in that analysis, if you think you're lacking somewhere or you have any other questions which you are not sure about, like what to answer, reach out to me. Okay. You can write me offline on LinkedIn or any other way. You have all the possible ways in my chat. So feel free to let me know how exactly I can help you further, because I would be more than happy to assist people who need assistance, right? So we never let you go like that. So feel free to reach out to me if you think there's anything I can do for you in your second preparation beyond the tutorials. I'll be more than happy to assist you. Okay, but good. I appreciate that you took some time out to join here and let us know about your experience and the journey so far. And we really appreciate your inputs. Rushi says, Sir, I watched your all videos ISTQB foundation level. Shall I go for manual or automation tester as a fresher? Let me know, sir. See, I'm not sure if you would be getting a direct opportunity to become automation tester. Okay. I'm not saying it is not possible. It is possible given that you showcase your better skills. Or sometime the company also looks forward to people who are ready to take up the challenges and start with their career of automation. But trust me, most of the opportunities will invite you initially for some level of manual testing, and slowly, gradually, they will move you to the automation. But if in case you have learned about automation, right, and you are confident about it, please feel free to apply for all the automation opening as a fresher as well. Okay. But point is, of course, you have to learn some of the fundamentals in practical approach. You will get a lot of things which currently you cannot learn theoretically or would not have experienced what happens in reality. But yes, I have a very strong input for you that if you think you have learned about automation, right? So if you have knowledge of automation testing tools, do not hesitate, get into the automation world and get started with your career. But if you think you're not getting a direct opportunity for automation, you can always start with manual, at least for down the line 6 months or something, because that helps you learn everything at the scratch, everything at the ground level, right? Once you have confidence on that, it'll be easy for you on the both the side. One, to learn automation and implement it. Second, the organization will now consider you as experienced candidate, right? So please do not miss an opportunity is my strong recommendation in the search of a decent and perfect job. If you have an opportunity to start with manual testing, get started, because that will build your foundation for sure. But if you are directly getting some automation and you are having the opportunity in hand, do not let it go. Okay, so that's my best advice for you at this point of time. Do let me know if you have any other questions. Anish, who is the king of ISTQB testing? Easy question. So, did you mean how? Neeraj, of course. How are you, my good friend? I'm doing fantastically fine. Thank you so much, Anish. You mentioned Salesforce in one of your previous videos. Can you briefly tell me how is it used in testing? So, Salesforce is not used in testing. Okay, Salesforce is a platform like SAP and ERP and AWS and all that. So it's a cloud platform which gives you a platform altogether where you can build applications as a foundation on it. Just like how do you work on AWS, SAP, and all ERP softwares. So Salesforce is one among them. It gives you freedom to build your entire product on a cloud basis rather than locally having it on VB.net, etc. So testing Salesforce or Salesforce testing is a job or a profile which asks the testers to test the application which is built on Salesforce, right? So generally, automation testers are there and manual testers are also there for the Salesforce testing. But for that, an individual should have all the knowledge of what is Salesforce, and there are several clouds. Okay, we call them as clouds like Sales Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Service Cloud, Health Cloud, Community Cloud. There are a number of clouds which you can find there. And basically, a tester is proficient in Salesforce in order to test it. They know everything like what is the administration, what are the permissions, what are the roles, what is, your field level security, FLS, and all. So you need to learn everything about Salesforce in order to become a Salesforce tester. And as and when you have that, you can become a Salesforce tester and get started with it. Probably I was talking about the career growth. So if people are interested in getting into more concrete skills rather than being a generic tester, So Salesforce is one of the good platform which allows people to get into a better industry where they will have better growth and of course good takeaways from there. So Salesforce doesn't test anything. It's not a testing tool. It's a platform which we test. Okay. And automation tools like Catalan Selenium can be very well used there. It's a web-based cloud platform. I hope that answers your question. And let me know, Nish, if you have anything else. Rahul says, okay, I got it. As per ISTQB, generally people think non-functional testing done after functional testing, which is myth. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, that's a copy of it. Foundation level. We have to simultaneously do functional plus non-functional as per the above example. Yeah. So why people think we have to start non-functional after functional is done? It's wrong as per ISTQB. What is your view? Not wrong as per ISTQB. In fact, ISTQB is not saying that you can do both of them parallelly. Let me tell you something very important, which probably I have not covered in my tutorials. When we say functional and non-functional can begin simultaneously and none of the levels are restricted to only functional testing, it means that the non-functional team can get involved and start reviewing the information which they are going to use for non-functional testing. All my point, what I'm trying to make is, let me tell you one simple example. Okay. And this is for everyone, which could be very, very helpful. Assume that I'm talking about unit testing right now. Okay. I'm talking about those simple programs, those simple codes which are being tested. Now, I was just doing unit testing, right? Where I'm just making sure that these programs and codes are behaving as expected. And suddenly my non-functional team comes to me and says, Neeraj, can I look at your code? I said, what will you do with that? He said, I want to do a code review. I said, why would you like to do code review? They said that the code review is from the expectation of wild pointers, memory leak, any variables which are defined but never used, or if it is used and not killed, right? So cleaning the memory, releasing the memory, etc. So all these things they want to review because later down the line, after system testing, when they perform performance testing, it will create performance degradation, right? So now the question is, can you apply load on an application without having the application? Answer is sorry. That's incorrect. Okay. You cannot apply load on a program. You cannot apply load on an interface. You can only apply load when you have the whole system with you, which is after system testing. Now, given that system testing only gives you a stabilized application after functional testing, you cannot perform dynamic executions of performance, security, usability, portability, all those non-functional. But non-functional team can always join you earlier in order to review what data you're using, what code you are using, what kind of integrations you are making. All that can happen in the beginning itself. So point being made here is that they don't do performance execution at functional levels, but they get involved to review your interfaces, review your components, look forward to all those anomalies which contribute to performance degradation. So ISTQB is not wrong in saying that you should get started in parallel. In fact, they're saying that performance team or non-functional testing team can also join you to review your information and data, but executions will only happen after system testing. So both the statement are correct, just the understanding is missing here. I hope that makes sense to you, Rahul. If there's anything else, just let me know. I'm happy enough to add more value to this. Roger says, bro, try to upload tutorials for model-based testing. I want to learn and clear it in my free time. Sure, of course. That would be next. As soon as I complete my AI tester certification, I would look forward to people's poll because it's obviously for our audience, and whatever audience wants the next, we always try to do that. So I'm not looking forward to add second time certifications for myself. So all I'm trying to do is build the content what my team would be interested in at any point of time. So we'll conduct a poll as usual. Every time I finish a tutorial series, I look forward to audience poll on what should be the next. So do not forget to drop your valuable vote there, and the one which gets the maximum vote from our audience, we look forward to prepare the tutorials for that. But I'll certainly keep this as one of the options. Raul says, thanks a lot. This example literally bothering me even if I have cleared it. No problem. I think now it should not bother you. All right, Zina says, being a manual tester after getting certified with ISTQB, can you suggest another certification which will help for career growth? Of course, the second thing what you can look forward to is you have two options at this point of time. Like you can go for Agile certification under ISTQB because you are a tester. Don't get confused with CSM. CSM is for the methodology, and Agile tester of ISTQB is for testers in Agile, right? So it is particularly on testing side. Talking about the specialist certifications, if you think you're working in a particular domain and you have a certificate relevant to that, that would be the second option for you, what you can look forward to. For example, like Anish and many other, you might be working on automotive industry, you might be working on mobile applications, you might be doing a usability testing, you might be doing acceptance testing for your client. So any of these, right? What are you working with? If you are not a generic, you are working on a specialized domain, then find out the certification relevant to it and you can prepare for it. Or look forward to AI, which is common for anyone. If you want to migrate from what you're doing right now and upgrade yourself with AI and testers of AI, then I think that certification would be very value added and it will help you to build your profile more stronger. Right. So these are two opinions or options from my side, which you can look forward to get certified next. Other than that, if you have any other tools which you're working on, like okay, you mentioned manual tester, right? So yeah, these two options would be the best relevant for you to take up the next certification. And we have tutorials for all of these. Okay, so you don't have to go anywhere else. In fact, trust me, you don't find any other content. Monopoly. People don't create such contents. Trust me, I don't know why, because but probably people don't have content. When I was just randomly searching, that let me see who all are building up more content on ISTQB. And I was surprised to see that the amount of content what I have was surprisingly totally unique and monopoly on this platform where other people do not have any content at all on these subjects. So I was happy that at least I'm trying to do something better for my community and giving them those content which are not available at all. And trust me or not, when ITB, you know, uh, vice president saw my channel, accidentally we met on one of the seminars, and he was not sure about who am I, and he just asked my name, and I said like, what do you do? I said I do training, and I also have a YouTube channel. He said, YouTube channel? What's the name of the channel? I said TM Square. Oh, you are the guy who's managing that because I don't come on my videos, right? I only come live on this live session, and that's the reason I think people don't know me, like even from the face, because on my videos only slide decks are there. I'm not there. My voice is there. So people, he was surprised. So he went there and said, I have been through your tutorials because when I search on Google, I found only your channel doing the best. And then I didn't have any idea that you are the same person. And he really said that, you are the only person who has all the syllabus and content being followed and being taught to the people. And I was like, thank you. So it's good to hear such comments from people when they say that, yeah, you're doing really good job. And from, of course, all of you. And I was just looking at some of the comments which just recently came on the channel. And I was like, okay, happy. People just like it's flooded every single day. It's flooded with a lot of comments which says that I prepared for just 2 weeks. These tutorials were the savior. I didn't know anything about testing. Like I just went through these tutorials 1 week ago and I succeeded in the examination and all sort of things like that. So I feel really inspired every time I see a new comment coming up and which talks about appreciation of this content. I feel that the motive which I started this channel with is actually fulfilled, right? I'm able to understand what my audience want and understand what QA community needs today, and I'm helping people without being with them, right? At least through these mode. So thank you so much, team, and everyone else also who have shared their valuable feedbacks and comments on the channel, which certainly helps many other people across the world to at least gain that confidence that okay, 1,000 people are saying that this content is good, right? 2,000 people are saying that they succeeded after watching these videos, which basically creates a lot of impact for a newcomer to the channel. So thank you for adding that value. And moreover, our services are always open for you through these live channels and offline as well. I keep talking to a lot of subscribers, okay, offline, which I generally don't publish anywhere. I take up, whenever people reach out to me that I need help, and we just take up a quick call and talk to them and help them whatever the doubts and clarifications are. But I don't know, I don't feel like posting that anywhere, taking a screenshot that I had a good talk with it today. This was the feedback. No, for some reason I don't believe I should post all those things. But yeah, I think today the world is all about digital marketing, so you should do it because people don't know you're doing offline. Anyways, that's secondary. Primary is what you do for the people is more important because memories always remember. You'll always keep that with you. And all I need is that. All right, so that's good. What else? Raul says, have a great evening, Anita. Thank you. You're welcome, Raul. Gina says, thanks a lot, sir. Rushi says, thanks a lot, sir. Yeah, thank you so much. All I have here with me is to share my knowledge with people and build that content that people can go ahead and, use it, rely on it, and learn about it, right? So I'll do any such thing which makes the QA community more stronger, no matter what it is. It might be a seminar, it might be a tutorial here, could be a classroom session also, could be a get together and meet up as well. But I'm just waiting for good count of people who can join us, and we look forward to do it soon, right? We are still building up that outline where we can have some good you know uh, gathering, because of which we can just have a session together. And I'm not limited to any particular city, as I'm a global man. Of course, I look forward to uh, travel to different places and try to meet people in person, but also share a good amount of knowledge. But before that, I think it's my certifications or my channel is all about like getting certified, and after that, get back to your job. So people really don't over expect from me saying that, yeah, where is he, what he's doing, and all. When they need next certification, they come back to the channel. So we are not people who make memes, right? Who consistently keep coming back to channel. People sometimes stop watching because they don't need another certification right now. So I'm thinking of coming up with alternatives on this channel where I'll be talking more about testing in general than just the certification. But certifications will be the hub for sure. But parallelly, I'll create some more content which brings people back here and stay with the channel for a long time. Anyways, Raul says it's not content, it's expertise and passion. You could add a small live face in your video. People start recognizing your face. Yeah, sure. I think so. I should change all the thumbnails, but trust me, 850 videos, nightmare. It's just a nightmare to build up, change thumbnails also with a picture too. It's very hectic. Pramod says, doing a great job and gaining more knowledge. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Pramod, for sharing your feedback. It certainly means a lot to me, and we look forward to give you better every single time we work on it. Thank you. Thank you so much for your compliments. Rushi says, sir, is these skilled? Is this okay? Is these skills are sufficient for being a manual tester as a fresher? Such as, such as what? You miss something out after that? I just see it as such as last. Okay, anyways, whatever I understand from your statement, these skills are sufficient to for being a manual tester, of course. This is a syllabus which is drafted by the international body, and people have proven this that the content was enough for them to get started with the journey and build up their career. So trust me, this content is enough to get into the industry or get started as a manual tester. And automation is not in scope in the syllabus. Thus, they will not ask you anything about automation. And even you are interested only to know that what does manual tester need. So yes, this knowledge will be significantly enough to get started as manual tester. And then slowly and gradually, as you start working in the industry, you will have more and more deep dive, like how different products are tested, how exactly approaches and strategies are defined, what are the criteria to write efficient test cases, all that, so that you will learn yourself when you get started with the industry. So this is enough to get started with the job. And as soon as you have the job, certainly you can learn more about in parallel. Okay. What else? How general testing is different from game testing? How general testing is different from game testing? Okay, I'll have a very generic answer for this right now because that goes very, very deep uh, if I have to talk about it in detail. And that could not be something what we can talk about right now. At this point of time, I would say different domain have different practices, different strategies, different approaches to be followed. For example, if you talk about automotive, it has all of its own setups and own set of standards to be followed, and they're driven by certain specific criterias and levels of testing. So similarly, when it comes to game testing, they have their own set of approaches, they have their own set of strategies, process, techniques, and execution strategy, right? Not only preparing the scenarios or testing it, but also the execution strategy is very, very important because if you know or if you understand, games are tested by playing it. Okay. Games are tested by playing the game. So generally the game testers are playing the game in the testing to make sure that nothing goes wrong, right? And that's where the cheat codes what you get is prepared for the testers basically. Otherwise, what if they don't clear a level? Okay, if they don't clear a level, they will be stuck and the game will not be released. So cheat codes are prepared by the developers, given to testers, so that they can have all the power and all the levels can be cleared with one go. Of course, by playing game, not by hijacking the levels and all. So these things certainly are unique and different in approach. So a tester has to follow the domain specific principles and protocols in order to interact with the games and then see different expectation objectives will be different. Again, the basic rule is expected is equal to actual is equal to pass, right? But here, the expected and actual will be more of related to graphics, resolutions. So objectives are different from the perspective of the factors, right? Of course, testing will be done, executions will happen, playing the game will happen, but the agenda will be different. You will not be validating a component, you will not be validating a text field, a drop down, navigation. No, you will be interacting with the game in the graphics and UI and interaction, the response times. Like if I click on this, how long does it take to operate that, and how widely it makes you feel that you are interacting with the game and game is also interacting with you. So usability, accessibility, all these kind of things play a vital role when it comes to game, not just functional testing. Usability like user interface, user experience, adaptability, operability, learnability. So there are big chunk of things which we perform there. So that's in that context. If that's what I'm saying, I cannot get deeper right now, it would be difficult to relate, but in this context they are different. The approaches, execution strategy, and the way they execute things are different. Okay, but they are not same. The fundamental like testing definition is same, that they have to test to find the bugs and validate things which are working as per the expectation. But the approach is, of course, slightly different. Similarly, it goes in line with all other things. Like how do you test mobile applications? They're different. Okay, how do you test automotive system? They're different from the ordinary application. So it does mean a lot to such things that how exactly they are tested. So you should be trained. You have to learn about game testing before you can say that I'm a game tester. Okay, anything else, just let me know. Yes, team, we are looking forward to have more and more questions coming up. So feel free to drop your queries, whatever you may have. This session is all about answering your questions and concern, no matter if it is about ISTQB, if it is about learning, if it is about career, if it is about what should I do as a QA, anything related to testing, I am here to answer you. Could you explain cheat code, how it works? Just curious. Cheat codes bypasses the codes, okay, basically. So it gives you like infinite life so that you will never be killed. So generally when you play a game like, for example, I'm not sure if you have played Candy Crush, okay? I'm sure you have played, but just asking, right? So if you have played Candy Crush, you know that there are certain moves, number of moves are given to you to clear the game. Now that's for us, user, that hey, you have 20 chance and you need to achieve these objectives, right? But that's for us. For testers, there'll be no moves, infinity. There will be a infinity symbol on the top that there are no limitation on moves, just complete this level. Okay, so that's what they do. It cheat code is that to bypass the strictness of the code and perform the activity. Similar way, I'm not sure if you have played any other game like GTA, etc., or Counter Strike and all. You do know that when you get hit by a bullet, okay, you lose part of your life. Right? It goes down, goes down, goes down, and you die. Right? Such games also you get infinity life, so that you can keep playing without even if people are hitting you, people are killing you, you still get alive. You stay alive, you don't die. You get infinite ammunition. Like you can keep shooting bullets, your bullets will never get over. So all those things are given in a form of code, which can bypass those specific codes which are written for it. And bypassing that, it means that it will just exclude the reduction on your life, reduction on ammunition, and you can keep playing without losing the assets what you have. So that's how the game testers work. Rushi says difference between monkey and exploratory testing. Generally, when it may be performed, can you justify? Okay. See, monkey testing is pretty much ad hoc and random testing, right? Exploratory is more about exploring the product and then testing it. All right. The both of them are basically from the experience-based approach. Experience-based approach in the sense like you don't have test cases written for it. You don't run any kind of test cases, but you just directly interact with the system and try to make sure that the system is working as expected in a different manner or a systematic manner. These testing can be performed at any point of time, given that you have gained some basic fundamental confidence on the product functionality, and then you can top up with experience based testing. Second criteria is when you run out of time. Okay, when you're running out of time, you go with experience based testing techniques. So you don't have time to run the written test cases, or you don't have time to write the test cases and run. So you directly interact with the system. So here we don't use test cases, as I said. Or the third scenario is when you have poor specification. When you don't have the detailed specification with you, it certainly does not give you all that information what you need in order to prepare the test cases, right? So in that context, it certainly becomes challenging for the test engineers to write formal test cases, and the team will not be able to prepare what exactly it is, right? So we can go ahead with experience based testing, which is exploratory testing in general. So it can be performed at any point of time when you think you have these three kind of challenges. Okay. Rahul says, I thought you need game experts for game testing. Of course, who said that's a prerequisite? I never mentioned that you don't need a game tester to be, someone who doesn't love playing game. You need someone who has been like dying for, who has been a good player of game in their own time. Okay. Because if you are someone who doesn't know how to play a game and you don't have any kind of excitement related to it, then it does not make any sense at this point of time, right? So you should be curious about, you should be, loving about playing games. Because if you don't do that, then you don't have the capabilities of finding problems with a game. So you should be a good game tester.